Tanner. He's known to say things are very, very easy. They're not easy.
We were told this was a moderate trail. Doesn't take in consideration how goddamn rocky it is.
If I don't make it home, Mom, I love you.
So you could say this intro is a bit dramatic. That Coyote Flat really isn't that insane, and the trail's actually pretty mellow, so long as you know what you're getting yourself into. And I completely agree with those statements. But for my friends and I, this was something completely new. At nearly 11,000 feet in elevation, we were a long way from the fire roads we're used to at home. So yes, we were nervous. It was cold, but it was still beautiful. Welcome to Coyote Flat.
Finally stopped to get some gas in the Mojave Desert. Feels good to be in a Jeep that stopped because I can actually hear my own thoughts now. It's kind of nice, get to collect a little bit. I'm tired. I'm running off of caffeine. Sucks.
So that's Logan. He was my co-pilot for our little 3-day, 2-night adventure. Not only did he have to endure one of the loudest vehicles on planet Earth, but he also had to wake up at 5 in the morning. Can you believe that? 5 in the morning. The drive from Ohio to Bishop took us 6 hours, and that's due mostly to the fact that we were driving a tent on wheels. Don't get me wrong, I love my Jeep, but we almost did a backflip every time there was a large gust of wind.
A little nervous.
I got it, don't worry. So what we're here for?
At around 11 o'clock in the morning, we finally started climbing. From the trailhead, we took Forest Route 07S10. While the beginning of the trail is steep, it doesn't have much variation, so you can pretty much count on a smooth ride until you reach the top. Once you hit the random paved road, things get interesting.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Yes, 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 yes! Daddy, like! Yes!
But rock gardens lead back into smooth trails that wind through the trees, and this is where you'll find yourself for the next hour or so.
We are almost to our music off. 32E303.
For our first night, we wanted to camp at Funnel Lake, which is off of Forest Route 32E304, which breaks off from Coyote Flat. Now, if you ever plan on making this trip, pay very close attention. 32E304 has two ends. One end is a rock garden from hell, and the other is not that. The first sign marking 32E304 is the more difficult one, and that's the one we took.
What's for breakfast, kid?
Huh?
What's for breakfast?
So we got a gourmet meal, some sausage, and then some scramblers, you know? And, you know, we're gonna have some breakfast burritos.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus. Just get my pants. Arcade.
How was your first night?
That first night was certainly rough.
Cold.
Yeah, very.
Say that. It's very, very cold.
How was the drive here?
I have Christian getting tossed like a rag doll.
It was terrible. I attempted to film like the first half, and like by the time we got on the second half of the trail, it was impossible to film anything. It would just look like
Cloverfield?
yeah, it would look like Cloverfield. Whoa, whoa, it's so bumpy. No one would believe us.
I was a little scared. There was definitely a pucker effect going on. I'm surprised that my Jeep did as well as it did, I guess. Like, I was really nervous that it wasn't going to be able to do some of those climbs, and it did. So that was cool. But then when we got to that rocky section, I felt like I was on a bowl, just back and forth, just bouncing around. I don't know. I went a little too fast. I felt terrible for Logan because he was getting jostled left and right. At one point, like, I thought he, like, broke his neck. It was just whiplash. So,
ended up spending only one night at Funnel Lake and left the next morning to camp along Coyote Creek, making sure to take the other end of 32E304 out. I'm really bummed I didn't record anything on the way in because it was super gnarly. The way out was really mellow with a few rocky sections, but we made it to our campsite within an hour. Our second site, much like the first, was breathtaking. Sounds corny, but I really couldn't imagine my life without my Jeep or the friends that I have. Those two things have gotten me to some pretty amazing places.